Hi, Janiva Magness, Alligator recording artist. Got a new record coming out the 10th of June on Alligator. It's called What Love Will Do. The songs, it's 13 tunes. It's a combination of tunes brought to me by Alligator Records, songs that I've been kind of hoarding like a little squirrel for a while, waiting for the next recording project, and tunes brought to me by Dave Darling. 13 songs. I'm pretty happy with this record, which is not easy to get to. It's not easy to make me happy. But I think it's a pretty good record, so we'll see how you like it. So once we find the tunes, it's a question of, then you go into pre-production, and what that means is deciding who's going to play on the songs, what's going to be played, to a certain point. You don't want to do too much of that. I don't like to do too much planning because I think it impedes the muse, it impedes the creative process. Who's going to play those instruments on the record? Is it going to be the live band? Is it going to be session players? In my case, it's usually a combination of both, session players and some of the musicians that I tour with. And that's what Love Will Do has on it, is a combo. Sometimes in the process of choosing what instruments, it's real clear for the song, because there are, sometimes a guitar part is going to make more sense than a saxophone part. It gets back to serving the tune. What's going to serve the song the best? I think that what inspired me to be a blues singer rather than some other genre, pop or jazz or something else like that, is real simple. It's the only music that's ever made sense to me. It's the only genre that has gone directly to my heart each and every time I hear it. I love this music. I love blues. I love rhythm and blues. I love soul music. It really, really turns me on. It's great stuff. I get asked a lot, why blues? What happened? Was there one thing that happened to you that made you want to sing blues? And it's kind of like my answer is, I wish it was one thing. I wish there was one particular turn of events that I could point at and say, well, this happened and then I decided to become a blues singer. I think I was born for it. I believe I was born to it, that it's been my answer in a lot of ways for what to do with my life and for what I am and where I fit in the world and how I fit in the world. I feel like it chose me. I don't feel like I chose it. It's interesting at this point in my life how things seem to really be coming full circle. There's a lot of full circle stuff that goes on. I guess part of the story there is if you wait around long enough, you're able to see that happen. If you stick around long enough, things will come full circle. You'll find yourself saying things to your kids that your parents said to you. That's a full circle thing. And, in my case, part of what was my greatest tragedy has become a great asset. Even 5 years ago, if you'd have told me that was the case, I would have not believed you. But today, I can tell you that I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to be a spokesperson for Casey Family Programs, National Foster Care Month. So that window in my life that was really, really bumpy, 12 foster homes in 2 years when I was a young girl, that's a lot of moving. That's a lot of conflict. Has a purpose today, and that is to hold hope for other people, to hold hope for other foster youth and other people that work in the system trying to help these kids. It's an amazing thing. I'm really grateful for it. Yeah, I tour about 200 dates a year, right around 200 dates a year. being a touring musician is definitely not for the faint of heart. I have another way of saying it, but it's much more crass than that. So we'll leave that for off camera. But mostly, I mean, right this year I'm flying around a lot more. 2008 seems to have more airplane and airports in it than I ever have before, and I'm really grateful for that because that's a little bit easier than driving around in a van or a bus. But mostly it's in the United States, mostly it's in the van with the guys, me and the boys. And we travel from city to city, from venue to venue to do shows. I think that's the part we get paid for. The playing the actual music is the best part. That's like the cherries and the whipped cream. But the part we actually have to get paid for is the driving from point A to point B, driving 12 hours and then getting out of the van and doing a show and staying at a super funky hotel. You know, that's a brand name for hotel, super funky. You know the place. And all of that really hard kind of mishigash kind of work. That's the part we get paid for. It's not for the faint of heart. But, you know, what else am I going to do? I just came back from Iraq and Kuwait on a package blues festival tour. It was the first blues festival to ever go into a war zone. It was remarkable. It was amazing. It was really hard. It was hard. You know, we saw some action. And we were only there for 10 days. So when I think about that, and I think about the men and women that are there for 12, 14, 16-month tours at a time, and then go home for just about a minute and a half and then turn around and do another 12 or 14-month tour, you know, what they're in is really difficult. They don't know day to day whether they're coming home in a bag or with all their body parts. So I had an opportunity to participate in bringing some relief to those men and women over there, and I jumped on it. That's why I went. We did see some action. There were bombs and gunfire and dogs at night barking and flashlights, and, you know, it was really intense. It was really, really difficult. I'm really grateful that I went. I looked at every soldier, every woman and man in the eye, asked them where they were from, asked them about home. We kept hearing the same thing. We can't believe you guys came this far. We can't believe you came here to do this for us. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing this. You made me forget where I was for 2 hours. And I don't know about you, but that's priceless to me. That's my job. That means I did my job.